All right. So, welcome everyone. This is my attempt at creating a digital version of Vault, a print and play game that is currently available for download on Board Game Geek if you search the link. So, what I am doing with this digital version is I am actually testing a few different maps. So, I'm trying to get some feedback and also hoping that people get a little bit more experience trying out my game. So if you have stumbled across the link for Vault, which I will be posting in the description below, you're going to come to a page that is kind of like this. Here at the start, what you're going to do is you're going to want to go up into this top right corner and you are going to click the New Game tab. That is going to reset everything that is on the board. If you already know how to play Vault, I apologize because some of the stuff I'm about to show you, you'll already know. But this is kind of designed for people that have not played the game yet and or people who are just looking to try the digital version out for the first time. So, Vault is a solitaire dice game, again, that you normally would print out and play. It is played over the course of 12 rounds. And in each round, what you're going to be trying to do is you're going to be trying to steal these gemstones that are going to be available to you. In the first round, you are only going to have the ability to steal the the gemstone in the first row. And in the second round, you're going to have the ability to steal this gemstone. But as you continue along the board, you are going to notice that in later rounds, you are going to have the option of stealing more. You're going to have the option of stealing more gemstones as you go. And then in this last round, you're going to have the option of stealing 3 gemstones each round. So, because we already hit the new game, we do not need to hit the new round tab, but normally that's what you would do. Then what you're going to be doing is you're going to be combining these dice, either using them by themselves, adding them, or subtracting them, and you are going to be trying to complete these rows. As you can see, there are different numbers that are printed. Sometimes it says odd, sometimes it will say X 2 times. Okay. And those are going to be sometimes non-specific numbers that you are going to need. In the case of the even and the odd, you're just going to need a die that is even or odd. And in the case of the times 2, you are going to need 2 dice that are the same. All the others are going to be a total number that you are going to need to reach. So in this example, if I wanted to push in the 6, then I would need to combine one of my 4s and one of my 2s together, which would allow me to push down the 6. Okay, because this is kind of a rudimentary app version, the game is not going to prevent you from cheating. So you could literally come in here and just press everything. I'm trusting that you won't do that. Okay. And then this is just to indicate which dice you've already used. Okay. So let's say that I went ahead and I decided I wanted to do that. And then I could also come here and I could hit the 4 and close that. Now at this point, I would be in a little bit of trouble because I could use the 1 to get the odd down, but I cannot use the 3 to get the 2 because, again, I need an exact number to reach this. I could even, if I wanted to, I could take the 3 and subtract a 1, and instead of hitting the odd, I could go ahead and do that. However, I've used up all my dice, and at the end of the round, this column is going to lock up. So in this particular example, I failed to complete this row. So at the end of the game, I am not going to get a point for this gemstone. So let's say that I knew all that and I decided that, you know what, I didn't want to waste my time with this row because, that's just a quick tip. Do not click or move these. They do kind of, you can pick them up because of how playingcards.io runs their software. But yeah, these tiles you really shouldn't pick up. Okay. So let's say that I had all my dice again, and I know for a fact that I cannot complete there. So maybe what I would start doing instead is going ahead and working on row B. So maybe I do something like that. So I take the 4, and then let's say I'm going to go ahead and do that. And you know what? I've got the 4 and the 1. So I'm going to do the 5. And now I've got a 2 left over. So maybe I'll go ahead and start working on round C. Okay. So I've used all my dice. The round is over, and I did not manage to push in all these buttons. So I'm now going to bring this one over, and I'm going to indicate that I have failed clearing out that row. I'm then going to go ahead and hit the new round, which is going to shuffle all these dice up, and then I'm going to continue playing. So in this case, I lucked out. I've got 2 2s, which I can use as my X2. And because I have not yet used all of my dice, I'm going to continue playing out the round. So let's say that I go ahead and I use the 6 to deactivate that button, and then I use the 4 to deactivate that button. At this point, I could use my 3. Maybe I could use it here in the odd space. That would be probably the best place to use it. Or I could also come right here and use this. But another option that I have at my disposal is these skimmers. So skimmers are a way for you to save your numbers in between rounds. So I could go ahead and deactivate this 3. And then I could come over here and I could add 3. So in later rounds, I can add numbers to this. And I can also use this number to add to other dice if I want to try to get some of these higher numbers. For example, this spot right here is going to need 20. So now if I used my skimmer, I would only need 17. When you use a skimmer, you are going to deactivate it. Okay. So let's say that this is the case. We had just finished round 2. So I'm going to go ahead and drag this over, which means I successfully completed this row. And now I'm going to go ahead and hit my new round. All right. So I'm going to show you the last couple of features. I'm not going to play the full game out, but hopefully you'll be able to play the game yourself at the end of this round. So let's say, for example, that I went ahead, I wanted this 12. So I could use the 6 plus 1 is 7. Go ahead and add 5 to that, which is going to get me to 12. So I could go ahead and get that row. And then let's say for some reason that I do not like my 2s. All right, I've got 3 rerolls that I have at my disposal, and I can go ahead and use one of them. In the normal game, you would just re-roll any unused dice that you didn't want. But in this game, in this digital version, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to click the die itself like that, and then click the die like that. So I managed to get a 6 and a 1. A 6 is higher, which is nice. Maybe I could either, let's say that I went ahead and started working on that with the odd, and then I want to take this 6 and I want to save it. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I do that. I should also note real quick, if you want, you can click in here if you're playing on a computer, and you can go ahead and add that in like that. Skimmers can be used by themselves, so you could use this skimmer to lock that off if that's what you wanted to do. You're going to continue going about doing this as you move around the circle. And at the end of the game, what you're going to do is you're going to check all of the rows that you successfully completed. So in this case, I completed 2 rows. And then also here, the game lets you know that every skimmer that you did not use is going to give you some extra points. So in this case, I would have 1, 2, and then 3 and 4, which is a really bad score because you need at least 8 to get 1 star. But you could come in here if you wanted, and you could add up your total. Again, you could also do that just by typing it in. Over here, you'll notice that there's a timer. When you're done with the game, you can hit the pause button or you cannot hit the pause button. The reason that the timer is here is because, as you'll notice, I have a little QR code down here in the bottom corner. And what I'm hoping is that after you play a room, you are going to come down here and give me just a little bit of feedback. The feedback form should only take you about 5 minutes or less to complete. And it will ask you questions like what die or what room did you play? How well did you do? And how long did it take you to complete? All the room numbers are going to be located up here in the top corner where you're playing your game. And basically, what I'm trying to do with this digital version is I'm trying to test the numbers just to make sure that everything works okay. And I'm also trying to figure out which rooms are going to be easier for players to play with and which rooms are going to be more difficult. So, any feedback that you provide will be extremely helpful for that. So, thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully, it gives you a little bit of instruction on how to play the game. And I look forward to hearing all of your feedback as you do so. Thank you very much. Have a great day.